Gone too soon. Rehab didn't help her, but it did help us. This is AFM 100.3, 10 minutes to 12. We're going to wrap things up, but look, Madonna, you were talking about your hearing and what you guys do to help people with hearing loss. So explain a little bit about that.
So because of the LEAP program, one of the processes in that we do is this sensory integration. So you can imagine, like we were chatting to the guys before, and if your senses will all adjust depending on what's working and what's not. I know that when I'm stressed, one of the first things that goes is my hearing. And the reason I know that is that I'm out for a jog or something and I hear a plane, I'll look up and it's in a whole different direction. Or I'll hear crows and I look up and they're in a different direction. And it's when I'm particularly stressed that hearing is one of my first things to go. Yeah. I'm just aware of that and I've been aware of it for a long time. Or it's that sort of thing exactly like we were talking about before. You chat to someone and you say, what was that again? What was that again? The comprehension starts to go.
The distraction.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, because your brain's in a whole other place. And once we go into survival, it can shut down some of the pathways going to your eyes, your ears, your other senses.
Well, that's what I have. When I'm stressed out, my eyes go blurry, and you'll see me. I'll be sitting there, you know how you blink? Constantly blink. And trying to, if you get something in your eye and it's a little bit cloudy, a bit of makeup or a bit of moisturiser or a bit of sweat, and it gets that little bit cloudy. When I'm really stressed, that happens to me, and I'm constantly trying to clear my eyes. So,
right.
Your hearing goes, my eyesight goes. We're a perfect pair when we're stressed.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some particular... You've heard of the Broca's areas of the brain.
Yeah.
So there's areas like Broca's, Wernicke's, and then there's auditory integration points, and these little areas called rip and left and right integrative areas, which integrates everything you're seeing and hearing simultaneously, stores it, and then it's supposed to get it out when we need it. So when we're under stress, sometimes we can't access these things. So if you go to an audiologist and everything's okay from that mechanical perspective, it might be something to do with more from that kinesiology perspective, the LEAP perspective, where things are just sort of they're being diverted to another area of your brain because of stress or survival or nutritional deficiencies or something.
So if you guys get people in on a regular basis that have the need for treatment for hearing. You treat every single person individually because the hearing issues are very individualised.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah. And is it on a regular basis?
It depends on, sometimes herbs and things, because there's many herbs that help with pathways of the brain, things like Brahmi and Ginkgo and Gotu Kola and things like that. So there's lots of green tea. There's lots of studies with green tea. It's sort of like there's one particular extract in it when it's taken in big doses, so it's more like a drug rather than having 23 cups of green tea a day. But there's an extract in it that actually helps to open up the frontal cortex of the brain. Yeah. So it's sort of like Ritalin, except safer, so it doesn't have any side effects. So, there's lots of research going on with different herbs and nutrients, but particularly herbs for hearing, that really help the better blood supply, nerve supply to lots of areas of the brain, which of course then helps the integration going to those areas with the eyes, the ears.
Very informative. And if you would like to go and catch up with Madonna to have a bit of a chat after you've had your hearing check with a better ear, you'll know where to go, because we're going to tell you exactly where to go in just a minute. In fact, here's the ferrets with Don't Fall in Love. And also don't forget, we're going to be talking about my health record just after the ferrets. This is AFM 100.3. Glad to have your company on this fine Friday morning.